Hello guys, I'm Shuri, and this is Gaiden Black. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I'm correct, there was a donation incentive for the voiceover language, either to be Japanese or English. So which one did win?
The... Give me a second, sorry.
Yeah, sure thing.
And the English one won by $90.
Well, then English one it is. Alrighty then. So yeah, before we start, welcome. There will be some flashing lights, so seizure warning will be in chapter 3 and chapter 10 respectively. I try to say when it tends to happen, but this game is very intense, so be warned beforehand. So yeah, I'm just getting started up here. This is not time yet. I will get everything ready. So are you guys ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Gaiden. Also, I just told you about the seizure warning. There's also a lot of violence in here, so if you have any kids, you might want them to look away. So, Gaiden Black is very notorious for its difficulty. And unlike Dark Souls, there is no out-of-bounds stuff that we can use. We found, like, half a year ago, some out-of-bounds stuff, but unfortunately, we cannot use that. So that is very annoying. Yes, Caesar warning. Don't... you know, Caesar dressing is too dangerous, Reek. Anyway. So yeah, I will try something new though, which is the Dupe Glitch that has been found, but it is not 100% consistent yet. Mr. Right Now, which is one of the community members, just found like 2 days ago how to do it a little bit more consistent. I made a video about it, but I still tend not to get it. Also, you see me do charge attacks, which are ETs, like the small ones. And you have also big ones. We have a big animation like this one, and that is a UT. And so then you will know, or hopefully understand what I try to say when I'm just using those abbreviations. So yeah, this is like the introduction level. Like, you get used to how everything works. Like, normal chapter or level 1 stuff. Oh, that's a little bit of shame. And as you can see, this game has a little bit of a wonky camera sometimes, and that is one of the hardest things to master if you ask me about this game. Understanding how that works. Also, nice RNG mates. That's also the reason why the estimate is so high, by the way. The RNG can be very painful, so we do a lot of safety saves as well, just to be 100% sure that everything will go as planned. So here we place Defense of the Samurai, which we got in the basement, and to get this Key of Courage, which actually leads us to the building where the first boss is. And for most people, the first boss is already like a lot of hard. I remember that it took me hours when I started out to finish it first. Wow, what a douche. So we go in here. And I hope for good RNG here. If he doesn't charge me, this white ninja. Nice, then we can kill it. And that's the thing with this game. Everything is about learning patterns and understanding how enemies work. There's not like a set way you can kill all enemies. Also, I'm not liking my health at the moment. Blue drop, thank you. And there we go, first boss. So we kind of cheese it by doing a special combo. So he's fierce as a charger, so he does that roll attack, and then we can do this XY charge Y attack to kind of cheese it. But he likes to defend this time. Oh my god. Murai really wants to give that marathon luck. And... oh, one more hit. There we go. And that is boss number 1. Little loss. Might be big for this run. This is 209.44. I obtained that on Thursday. You're welcome. I will not look too much at chat. I want to focus on the run especially. But, I mean, there's some downtime here. So, then I can answer questions. Anyway, we're going to do some backtracking. So, if the host has anything to say, this is the perfect time.
Yes, we only just started this run, but I want to remind everyone of the donation incentives coming up for the next one. That will be Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And there you can, 1, decide the game. So if you should play Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby. Currently Alpha Sapphire is leading by $21. And right at the beginning of the game, you can also decide for the Mudkip name that we will have. Currently leading is PokeW with like $500. So if you want to snipe this and get like a different name in, or your own name in if you want that, you can still do that.
So there we go. Should be off. Well, in that case, there we go. Bye, chats. Love you. There we go. So we're going down. And here we get the smoke bombs. Smoke bombs are very important. At first, when I was playing this casual, I thought they were pretty useless, but for low IQ enemies like these soldiers, they will distract them. And here we hopefully have the first small skip in the game, which is a water skip. It all depends on some inputs, and we got it, so that's nice. Otherwise, you drop into the water, and you will lose a few seconds. Not the worst, but hey, if you can prevent it and save time, why not? So here's Hayabusa Village. This is our town. It's under attack, and this Lunar is very important for sort of not start, but at the end, later part of the run. Let's see if I can get the cutscene skip, and I didn't. So if you do a jump Y and then do X, you have a big chance to skip that cutscene we just saw. It's not a lot, but every little bit counts if you can manage to do it. Oh, and there we go. I'm going to set up for this upcoming fight. It's a mini boss, so it has to be like fully correct. So here we have two dudes on horses, and I had to do these infernos. That was a good start. So there we go, and now we're going to use the Elixir of the Devil Way and the Life of 1,000 Gods to hopefully do it again and kill these enemies pretty darn quick. Nice. So that way you can kill these enemies super fast without any problems, but it's a little bit finicky. The AI sometimes just does not go to the way you want them to go, so I'm glad that they complied. So here's the real boss of this level, which is Moscato. And what we try to do here is just shoot as many arrows as we can. As you can see, the armor doesn't sometimes block it. Or now a lot, for some reason. Normally, the armor of this boss is not that high, but I have no clue how that killed that dude, but I'm okay with that. Also, that was unfortunate. I thought the travel time of that magic ball would be a little bit slower. Okay, safety heal, because losing one of our marathon safety almost, I want to say, devices will be sucky ducky, so. And it is kind of unfortunate because Moscato blocked a lot of our arrows. So now we have to do it have to kill him in a slower way. Yeah, this is super unfortunate. Okay, hopefully it attacks Wow, it's like one more hit off, and these jerks are really trying to test me. There we go. So that was chapter 2. Unfortunately, some arrow blocks, but it happens. So, for the people who never seen this game, we found the person who attacked our town, and they actually kill us. For some reason, Ryu revives though, and now we're basically the whole game is just finding vengeance for like the people who killed your own clan / village. So obviously now we're in a blimp because we are going to, let's see, to the city where there should be more answers to our quest. Fun fact, this is the only map that you need to get before... Oh. That you need to get to progress in the game.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Sure thing.
We have an anonymous $20 donation saying, "Let's go, Shuri. Show us why you have the ninja license."
Thank you. Okay. There's a reason I want to kill this enemy a little bit far away from me. Because as you can see, I did not pick up that yellow essence. And that's because I tried to chain... Oh. I tried to chain a charge attack in this upcoming room with enemies. So we can kill them even quicker. But it is a finicky time frame. We got it though. You also can do like 2 hops and sometimes it kills both, but I did not want it to be dependent on that, honestly, so we're just going to step this dude a few more times. And just like last time, I'm going to try to chain that essence. This one is a little bit harder though, just for the sole reason that we have to go a few stories before we can see anything. Or fight the enemies, that's how I should say it. So here I'm already like spamming like my button to hop. So hopefully we can do a nice charge attack here. Because those S's disappear after a while, like a few seconds. Well, we got it. Okay, so as you can see, these are like the main enemies right now. These are like special troops, and this way you can easily kill them. That dude can be very annoying if it wants to be. So I'm glad that they kind of behaved, honestly. So up here we're going to kill the generator. And that will be the part where there will be some flashing lights. So seizure warning in like, let's say 1.5 minutes. If you see me go into a large engine room, that's where the flashing lights will happen. So be wary of that. Also, we're going to do some more chain attacks here. Like the early game, in my opinion, it's all about like chaining your attacks and do everything correctly. Luckily, this part is pretty darn easy. Especially if you compare to the rest of the game. I'm just going to get that extra money just for marathon safety. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oscillations. There we go. Oh. And we have to kill these first. If we do not kill them first, they will... No! That never happens. What a marathon luck. Okay. So we have to start all over. Damn. So, host, if you have anything to say, then this is your time. Normally that never happens. Normally it clings along the walls. So, wow. That is super unfortunate.
Alright, yeah, I'm sorry for that, but I will try to make it up a little bit and remind everyone that during ESA Together, the first 800 subs to ESA will be matched by a $2.50 donation from our sponsor HyperX. We're currently at 617 subs, so there are 183 subs left that will be matched by HyperX. Quick math, it's dangerous on chat. So try to get in those subs. We will try to get your readout on stream too, so if you want to have your name set on stream, you should also sub.
There we go. So yeah, that is super unfortunate. Normally it automatically clings against that rope, and it didn't. So that is super unfortunate. So if you have for any part of this thing to say, host, just go for it, because we will have to do some backtracking.
Alright, then I also want to remind everyone of the merch that you can now buy from ESA. I'm currently wearing my shirt, it's super comfy, it's not the same one as yesterday, I changed it. And I want to remind everyone to go over to speedrunstore.com and get their own shirt.
There we go. So yeah, what can I more talk about this chapter? Not that much, honestly. This is just the introduction chapter. There are some ways it will be changed to like different difficulties though, and hard difficult, very hard difficulty. What the heck? That is also a thing. Interact and the attack button are the same button in this game, so I tried to interact, and instead of that, Ryu just really wanted to slice that chest. Don't ask me why. So yeah, let's hope that because of this bad luck, that at least the Dupe Glitch will work, because that would be nice to have that in the first time in the marathon. We have 2 chances. We have one chance in chapter 4 and one chance in chapter 10. Let's see if we once again get good RNG here. Okay, at least we got a better fight here. So, once again, Murai. See, that is also what he can do. He can just block your attack if you're a little bit unlucky. Excuse me? Okay. Because I really do not want to have that happen again, I'm just going to get that safety potion. Come on. One more hit. And that was Morai for the second time. At least we were faster this time, so that's a plus.
Can I hop in for a second?
Sure thing. There's not extra that I can say, so please fill in the time as much as you can.
So, since we already have done this boss, I want to remind everyone what they can do if they have already subbed to ESA, and that's cheering. Cheering is another fantastic way to support the channel and keep amazing content coming away. So if you subbed already, consider cheering.
Exactly. Oh. Oh. Now, Ryu is not compliant to what I'm doing on the thumbstick. Fun fact, I dropped this controller once at a BSG, which is also hosted on ESA's channel. Since then, it sometimes has some hiccups. Anyway, once again, we're going into the Valley of Shadows and just go to our village to protect them. Some fun lore is that this is a prequel of the NES Ninja Gaiden, and in this game you actually do not own the sword yet. You're just borrowing it from the clan. So that is some nice extra information, and there is some more trivia that I can talk about, but I do not want to get ahead of myself because it would, yeah, does not make sense if I talk about it now. So we're just going to do the same skip here again, hopefully. And hopefully this time I can show the cutscene skip, because that's an awesome skip to begin with. Nice, at least I got that. I thought that mage would have been annoying us, but luckily not. Also, we will come back here at a later part, and I've done some new routing stuff that we still have to find if it's faster, but it's at least a lot safer, especially for a marathon. I didn't get it once again. That's unfortunate. Luckily, it's just like a few seconds, so not the worst. Get the Outer of Inferno. Get out of here. And we are just going to get some elixirs. And here we're just going to prepare ourselves for this fight. So let's see if this fight once again is going that great. So this is actually some menu routing. We're not even merely going to use the Life of 1000 Gods, which permanently increases your health. We'll just wait a little bit. And that was unfortunate. My button was not responding. Whatever. Okay, good. And now we're just going back for some more arrows, because that's the easiest way, in my opinion, to kill Moscato. At least this time he's not blocking as much, so that is at least nice. Well, this fight at least is going a lot better, so I tried to see some festivity in here, and there we go. Just get the counterattack scroll, mates, and go. So once again, we are going to the blimp. This time I'm going to do more safety saves, because normally what just happened there when we fell, that's very unusual. At least the game acknowledged that I'm a Master Ninja, though. So just spamming through the cutscenes here, just very easily. The Holy Vicar Empire. Yeah, just dance on the table, Ryu.
Alright, before we come up to the big scene again, can I read a quick donation?
Sure thing.
2C Plus donates $10 and says, "Let's go, Shuri. Get him with that BZZT for head."
Hell yeah. Bzzzt. There we go. Okay, so we're just... Okay. I tried to not pick up that essence, so you have to do like a very finicky trick with the X button and the L trigger, but unfortunately it didn't work as I wanted, but that means that we do not have like a charge attack here for the crew apartments. Luckily forward Y is still quite effective. Excuse me? Sometimes these enemies are a little bit more aggressive than they should be. There we go. So yeah, this time I'm going to save for sure. Also, host, if you have anything else to say, it takes still taking around 1 more minute before I really have to do any commentary again.
Alright, then I would like to remind everyone why we are doing this here. Since ESA Together is a week-long online marathon that will feature speedrunners and score attackers from all around the world. We invite everybody, be it ESA regulars or first-timers, showcasing their best for you. ESA Together is supporting ESA and our affiliated events, Increased Coast this year, connected with the coronavirus outbreak. So if you have any donations, please keep them coming. If you have any sweet puns or anything and want to have them read on stream, then also please let me read them out.
Yeah, I love puns, so definitely encouraged here. There we go. So once again, we're going up, and now we're going to the bridge section again. Luckily, there's this part, otherwise you have to do anything else. Okay, boom. Now we will not go as far back as if the game decides to screw us over again. So, yeah. Like I said, there is a seizure warning coming ahead in like a minute, so... Flashing lights when I'm in like a kind of an engine room, so be wary of that for people who have sensitive light stuff. Okay, I lost count. I think that was 6, but let's keep it safe now. I do not want to fall down here for whatever reason once again. Boom. See, that should have happened. That should have happened.
Hype!
Hype. He can jump. So normally that rope's hitbox is so big that you will always jump to it, but for some reason I don't want to cooperate the last time. No big deal. There's a reason why this estimate is so high. Like, stuff like that can happen all the time. Okay, so flashlights. And now we destroyed the power engine, so all doors automatically open, so we can go to the boss of this level. Which is Dynamo, and that's the first time we're going to use the Lunar. I said that we normally use the Lunar more late game, but this is one of the exceptions. We're going to use the Lunar at the end of this chapter and next chapter, and then for the upcoming 5 or 6 chapters, you will not see a lot of it. I guess in chapter 5 we still use a half a level, but still. Also, walking on these stairs is a little bit harder than you would expect because of the weird camera angles. And smoke bomb. So like what I said about low IQ enemies before, luckily Dynamo is not a smart boy, so we can abuse that. What is this? Come on. There we go. And as you can see, we're just going into the skeleton of the blimp to see our beloved enemy Dynamo. Just going to flip-flop. Safety safe because I've learned my lesson. There we go. Flop, flop, flop. And we're going to talk to this thing, or talk is a bit of a weird way to say it, but there we go. So if I do everything correctly, you can do a lot of damage with the fire wheels here against Dynamo. Fire wheels is more effective than you would expect. Oh, and that is the worst that can happen, because that is like a force field. I cannot attack for a few seconds, so this is literally wasting time. He's rude. He's not doing the attacks that I want him to do. Also, how did that attack me from the side? Good hitboxes, as you can see. And as you can see, this is really eating away some of Dynamo's health. And that is Dynamo. We're finally out of Chapter 3. So next level, we're finally in Tyron, which is the city I was talking about, and there's no level boss in this section, but there's still a lot of stuff that can go right/wrong, so that's going to be interesting. So the reason I put a smoke bomb there is otherwise they really love to smack you down. And here I'm already going to do one menu change and change to the Inferno. It's not going to be for the fight we're going into right now after I go into this door, but for a upcoming fight later, and otherwise I always forget it, so. And this is why we keep the Lunar. Attacking enemies against that wall really works. Plus, this is some marathon safety threats, because if you do a ET or UT, ET doubles the money you get and UT triples it. So by doing a UT there, we got a tad more money. And the Lunar is perfect for that, because that Whirlwind technique is an AoE kind of thing. So this is kind of like, you could say that this city is like the main hub of like, which connects everything. First 3 chapters are like introduction, and then the real game starts, as you could say. So, can we have some blessed RNGs in chat? Because we're going to do hopefully a manip soon, but it's very hard to pull off. We're not. Yeah, I would say not 100% sure yet how it works, but right now I made a video 2 days ago where he explained how he thinks it works. So I have to select this, and then I have to do some weird inputs, and we didn't got it, so that's unfortunate. But we have another chance at chapter 10. And I already checked we have enough money for this chapter, so that's good. Like the first 6 chapters, the game is very scarce in this money, so a lot of reasons even happen there because of like the lack of money. And there are some backup strats. Thumbstick, please. Thumbstick, please. My controller's not behaving. Anyway. But because we need 9,000, I mean 3,000 essence for this upcoming Dragon Sword upgrade, which will increase the moveset and the damage that the Dragon Sword does. And this is basically a fetch quest. You have to buy anything anyway, so that's why we actually want to upgrade in this level, and not like in the next one, because we have to spend our essence here, which is our currency, anyway, so we can get a ticket to the party, which is like where we just were. But unfortunately, we cannot show that cutscene because that will lose precious time. So we upgraded the Dragon Sword, and now we get a ticket to the party. And that's all. So that was actually basically this chapter. We just have to do some fetch questing and understand how it works, and that's basically it. Also, these ninjas can be super annoying, the Black Spider ninjas. But next chapter I will despawn them, and that will be awesome to show off. So that's chapter 4 cleared. Chapter 5 is all about movement, honestly. The boss fight in there is not that special, TBH. And also, I at the start of this run, I was talking about that about the talisman, and that you have like some safety if you die. But as you can see, what I fell to my death. That is one of the things that does not account for. If you fall to your death, or if you run out of oxygen when you die because of swimming, that is when the kind of get out of jail free code will go away. So, as you can see, I just obtained a Lily Key, and that's kind of like this whole chapter's thing. Just like using special keys and that kind of stuff just to get everything going. Don't hit me, please. And unlock more areas. And as you can see, I do a lot of roll jumping. That's just because it's faster on most parts, with the exception of like special slopes. And it's actually not that bad because you can buffer this whole input system. So what I'm going to try to do here is just to jump out and in this tunnel at the time that these ninjas despawn, so that way we can we do not have to fight them, and we can just continue our journey. So basically, this is like a load zone, which you would have like in Resident Evil with the doors and stuff. This is just a cutscene just to hide that loading. And we will see that a few more times throughout the game. Luckily, this chapter is very short, but chapter 6 will make a lot up for that. Chapter 6 is extremely long.
Do I have time to read a quick message?
Oh, of course.
I want to remind everyone watching that by donating, you can also get eligible to be in our prize drawings. We have some sweet headsets from HyperX, our sponsor, the Cloud Flight and Cloud Flight S wireless headset, as well as the Stinger wireless PS4 headset. If you donate $25 over the course of the whole event, you can get eligible to be drawn for these prizes. Also, we have a HyperX Pulsefire Dart Wireless Mouse. That's a $20 minimum donation over the course of the whole event. So if you donate 4 times $5, you will also be eligible for the drawing. So get in those donations, please.
Nice. So this is like a small cutscene fight just to introduce these dragons that we're going to fight. So what I'm going to do here is just do some menuing. Because for the next chapter, we actually want to use the fire wheel. But because I still have one more Nimpo left, I can also use this on this tentacle boss. And actually, it's worth it to just wait and get that extra fire, so it will actually, in the end, will be a little bit faster. And that is also a thing, like, this game is very reactionary to what is happening to the RNG and environment. Which makes this game a little bit hard to run, but also fun to run, because it's never the same. And that's what I like about runs. So there we go. That was basically chapter 5. So, basically we kill this, just kill that tentacle boss, and which will lead us to the monastery, which we're going to get in right now. Just for safety, I'm going to save here. Like I said, I've learned my lesson. So, I'm going to try a small skip here. There we go. Doesn't save that much, but it's nice to show off. And then we are going to open this chest, because a lot of the game is as well just resource management and use your resources properly, which is sometimes harder than expected, because sometimes you have to sacrifice time for survivability. Also, this is just a beautiful screen in my opinion. If they released the art book back in the day, I would so have bought it. So this upcoming screen is something I figured out myself not too long ago, which is a firewheel strat. Normally, you have the monk fiends here, which are very annoying because they can fly up and then we cannot attack them. But this is not 100% consistent, but it makes it more likely that it will not screw us up, because that firewheel is super strong. Okay. I got a little bit unlucky, but that's fine. Like I said, it's not 100% consistent, but if you can kill both of them, both of those monk feeds, which are those these enemies I'm attacking right now, then that can actually really help. And I really want that red drop. Red drops are those fire things, which are basically my Nimpo, which is a magic attack, like the fire that we saw, like the fire walls and the fire wheels. So up here we're going to get something very interesting, which is the incendiary shuriken. I've already seen them getting used by the black spider ninjas, but now we finally have them for ourselves, and that can do multiple things. Of course, it can damage enemies, but as you can see in a few seconds, well, a little bit longer now because the camera was screwing me over. Then it can also destroy certain walls. And you will know which walls, because it's just like a Zelda wall where you can see like big ass cracks and stuff. Like that. And we're going in. That door is harder than it looks, by the way. That the enemies can block it, and because like this game prioritizes fighting over anything else, that can really be a pain. Also, this is a save combination, which is always the same. So, it's just memorization. Thank God it's not orangey. So, there's actually a strat here, what I'm going to do, and it's literally just going in here. Because there's less places for the enemy to move towards me, there's a bigger chance that I can actually hit them as well. I'm not sure why the game wants to prioritize the weaker enemy. But that's a little bit annoying. And as you can see, I use these incendiaries now as well for extra safety. Ryu's aim is not the greatest sometimes. Okay. That looked interesting. But sure, game. So, I'm just using the camera here, just to be sure that I'm not falling down here. Yeah, basically you have 2 chances to get this elixir. But I'd rather have it the first time, just for an extra peace of mind. Plus, I cannot forget about it then. So that book we just got from the safe just gets us to this section underground. And I hope you guys like Indiana Jones, because this might look familiar. So what I'm going to do here is do a special movement on my thumbstick, so I get iframes, and if I do it correctly, I can kind of like abuse the iframe so I do not get damaged by these spikes. And that is just by releasing the thumbstick, getting it back to neutral, and then just jump again to the right side that I wanted to go. So, as you can see, we're also a lot faster this way. Plus, it's nice to have iframes, obviously. So I'm going to do here a fall that can let me fall to my death. So I'm just doing a save here. Okay, we got it. If you get it from the other side, you can die. So it's good that we didn't die this time. Let's go down. And as you can see, we're just going deeper and deeper into this dungeon. Also, do not be don't think that these low-level bats are nothing. Okay. I was not pressing that button, and that is why. As you can see, they do a lot of damage. There we go. I wanted to be 100% sure that I'm not going to get screwed over again. Also, this is a small kind of auto-scroller, so if you have anything to say, donate. Host, this is the right time.
Alrighty. I want to remind everyone that for the next game, there's still the bid war about which game to play, Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. So if you want to see the runner go through the fire and the flames of Groudon, then you should vote for Omega Ruby. And if you want to see him face the fury of the storm in Kyogre, you should get your donation in for Alpha Sapphire.
Sounds good. So here we get the flail, which is nice because we're basically going to use it right away. We're going to swap to Inferno for a strat. You will see in a little bit, but this is a pretty interesting room. Shouts to right now for finding this strat, where we just let the enemy charge to us. Ooh, we're going to take that red because we actually need it. That will basically save a lot of resources. Also, this dude is not working along. And as you can see, I cannot do anything about that. If enemies are flying high, Ryu normally cannot reach it. So this is the part of the game where we finally get our money a little bit back. Like I said, with UTs, we get triple money. So this way, with these big attacks, we can get a lot of money back and make it a little bit safer for the rest of the run. Also, the final attack of this UT is so strong that, excuse me, that it can kill an enemy in one hit, which is pretty nice. Also, I do not trust myself, so I'm going to save the heal. Already picking up the key item here. I was lucky there. So what you really want to try to do here is to group these skeletons as much as possible, so you can kill them like this and make it a little bit easier for yourself. This should be the last one. I'm just going to stand here. Just nope, yeah. I was hoping for like another yellow drop for money, but it's fine. So here we have back to the outer scroll, but this time there's actually some interesting stuff. Normally runners use a combat timer here, but I have binded it to something else. But what we want to do here is to use our Inferno and kill all the enemies on top of this block. So the block goes up again, and we can immediately start the rest of the auto scroller. That might not sound as a lot of speed tech, but it is pretty important. Okay, so for this upcoming boss, I have a question to chat, even though I cannot read it, and that is, how many bites and how many tail swipes will this upcoming boss do? Just say this many bites, this many tail swipes. Okay. Once again, camera, please. So this upcoming climb is super scary. It's easy to fall off of, and these archers are not nice. Okay, at least I didn't fall down fully, but that's still a little bit annoying. Okay, and that was the climb. If you fall down, we have to do the whole climb again, and even if they die, I mean, they respawn, so it's good that that we got there. Oh, didn't know we were gonna pick up that gold scarab, but now that we pick it up, that's basically like a bonus item. There are 50 of those in the game. If you collect them all, you can get prizes and stuff. Or at like 1, you get a prize, 5, 10, 20, etc. So this is the upcoming boss. And we are trying to kill the outer part of his bones, so as you can see, it weakens its ability to stand. Yeah, that was a little bit annoying. So, okay, that's at least not a real tail swipe. That's one tail swipe. I actually think it's interesting, because normally there's at least one scripted bite at the start, but it didn't feel like it this time. Ouch. Safety heal. Wow, only one tail swipe? That will be like amazing RNG. Oh. So one tail swipe, that is really good RNG actually. So, if you have ever played this game, you know what's coming up in Chapter 7. It's one of the hardest bosses in the game. I will do a save to save before that because it can block your attacks in such ways that it's really frustrating. If I can get like the thing that I want to do, it's not the worst, but with boss RNG in this game, you can never be 100% sure. So this is also the chapter where we're going to do a final sword upgrade with our money. And that is going to unlock a super strong attack that you kind of see right away. But first we have to go to the Muramasa statue. Muramasa is the shopkeeper. Right here. My money's not looking the worst, so that's at least nice. Oh, that reminds me. That's why it looks so nice. Incendiary Shuriken. I have to buy 10 of these for upcoming rooms here. Otherwise, it's a lot slower. I was like, hey, normally I have 1,000 like less money. And that's correct because I forgot to buy that stuff. And here, this is a little bit of a kind of sequence break here. Normally you have to do an annoying puzzle here that like spawns a ghost bridge, but if I do a combination correctly here, we can jump up here. So this spin attack is the strongest attack in the game. So that's why we upgraded to the Dragon Sword, because that damage output is very good. It's kind of effective against everything.
Do we have time for a quick read?
Sure thing.
I want to thank Jack of Hearts for gifting 2 subs. That's a great way to support ESA. What's also a great way is if you use your Twitch Prime sub to us. So if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free sub per month, and you can use that to support ESA.
Thank you, Jack of Hearts. Appreciate it. So as you can see, this is the reason why we buy these incendiaries. These enemies are otherwise super annoying. Like that room, this room can be very finicky. Archers sometimes are either stormtroopers or they are Steven Seagal, or they shoot like every time like super straight and always hit you, or they always miss you. There's no like in between, TBH. So now, as you could see, we unlocked the door, and it goes to a boss we haven't seen before. So hopefully he will be nice. And hopefully I can also show off why the level 3 dagger sword that we just upgraded is so OP. Excuse me? That's what I wanted to show. Okay. Still can be 2 cycle, that's always what I'm aiming for here. Okay. Tentacle Demon is being a little bit of a jerk right now, TBH. But we did it. And as you can see, with charging up that... we call it the Gleaming Blade, the spin attack. You can do a lot of damage. And as you could see... oh wait, I have first to pick this up. We have now 2 Lights of the Thousand Gods we're going to use right here. This is just for faster menuing, plus the chance that you get a blue drop here is super big, so you automatically heal up as well. There we go. Oh, that is something new. Okay, interesting. Anyway, this is like the end of the catacomb part of this level. We still have to do a small puzzle here, which is not that hard if you know what you're doing. And I have to be sure that I'm not walking against the wall there, otherwise the part where we're standing up now goes up and we cannot reach it, so otherwise we lose quite a bit of time. So the skull key opens this obviously skull door, and like I said, I'm going to do a safety save here, so I have to go a little bit out of my way, but for this upcoming boss, which is Alma, it's definitely worth it, because she can be annoying. She can do a lot of damage, she can block, she basically is everything you despise in a boss. So there we go. Also, I hope I can show off something really neat in like a minute, which is the cutscene skip of, or not really cutscene skip, but there's a cutscene and we're moving in the cutscene, but it's very finicky. Hopefully I get it. If not, it's not the end of the world. It's just a few second loss, and a few seconds in this game is not a lot with the kind of boss RNG you can get basically. I'm not sure. Yes. I moved, but unfortunately the wall's in the way. So I actually did it, but it was not as effective as it should have been. Okay, Alma 2. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game. So let's see if she's going to be nice. Well, that is definitely not a nice start. So what we try to do here is doing an Infernal Loop, which is like doing this and hopefully hit, so you can keep looping, as the name suggests. Okay, that was a little bit unfortunate. And as you can see, the camera can be super finicky here. There we go. That was Alma, one of the hardest bosses in the game. Luckily, she was not the worst, not the best either, but that was not bad. That is what making Infernal Loop so great. And Loner Hero, one of the other runs of this game, found actually another fast way, which is like fire wheel looping, but that requires a whole different setup and it's very RNG dependent. I would say that is not marathon save at all. So Chapter 8 is just like Chapter 4. There's like some backtracking, some fights to do. Nothing super special. So if the host has anything to say, this is once again in perfect time to say something.
Yes, I want to remind everyone that they can also upgrade their IRL equipment by going to speedrunstore.com and get one of our shirts. They have the ability Comfy and give you some cold resistance. There's also a hoodie which even gives you additional inventory slots too, in the form of pockets. So if you want to get some sweet merchandise, head over to www.speedrunstore.com.
Let's go. So basically what happened story-wise is that we destroyed Alma, and there was a very big kinetic blast that destroyed the monastery, and the town thinks that they are under attack, so they put on a curfew, and everybody who is on the streets gets shot, so they think Ryu is like some kind of terrorist that is havocing the city. And as you can see, there are big tanks now, instead of like a few enemies, and it's getting ridiculous because these enemies have rocket launchers and big ass guns. And we're not happy that we're getting hunted down, so we're going to do something about that next chapter. There we go, that was good movement. So here we are going back to another weapon, and that's the bow. That is what I mean, but that the game likes to prioritize fighting over using actions. Wow. Normally they can either die in either 2 or 3 hits, and that they both die but 3 hits is pretty bad RNG TBH. So what we have to do here is attack the helicopter 4 times. If we do not do that, we have to block for 40 seconds. Unfortunately, that was not the way I wanted to go, but we survived, and we do not have to wait 40 seconds. So that's good. So here I'm just pre-firing like that. This is, we have to wait, kind of RNG when this dude is going to spawn. And we have to kill this before we can continue. And that can die in either 2 to 4 hits, depending on where you hit him. So I'm glad we got him 2. Hardest door in the game right here. I hope to get through it. As you can see, it can be a pain. And the reason I roll is just to up the chance that it will go correctly. Good stuff. So what we basically do here is getting a better bow that shoots more straight, plus does a lot more damage. And that way we can open this this gate. And as you already perhaps have seen, like, this game does not have a crosshair for the bow, so it's all about getting a feel for it and knowing when and where to shoot. Which is harder than it might look. Just like jumping out here. It's also harder than it might look. So there we go. And that was basically this chapter. We're just basically getting the bow and that's it. Also, this dude has unlimited arrows, so we're just going to abuse that and get some arrows back so we do not have to rebuy it. And there we go. That was chapter 8. Now we're going to chapter 9. We are infiltrating into the base of the soldiers. And yeah, there's going to be some interesting sequence break real soon in the warehouse. So I'm just waiting. And also there's some small tech here, like the key item that we need is right here. It drops at the final enemy that we kill on these towers. So we could first kill the left one, then the right one, so our routing is a little bit faster. Okay. Normally, what a jackass. No, normally they do not shoot that that straight. Normally there are also like stormtroopers. Anyway. In that case, I'm still going to do a safety heal, and I need to get the Incendiary Shuriken. This trick also works with the normal Shuriken that I'm going to do. The Incendiary Shuriken give a little bit more height, so it makes it a little bit easier. So this is a sequence break we're going to do. Normally, you have to turn on the power to make everything move here. That was a little bit too early on the X button press. And then all these parts move, but it's slow, and you have to and the robots spawn. Which robots, you might ask? Well, you will see them soon anyhow, and they have annoying lasers. There we go. Third try, charm right. There we go. Ah, I have more HP than expected. And here we can do another small skip just to make it a little bit better. As you can hear, because we didn't turn on the engine or the electricity, there's no music. But it will change soon, because the game expects that if we come out of here, that we already triggered the power button on here. And as you can hear, that meow sound is like the laser, and these are one of the most annoying enemies that you hear right now. Hopefully they are not going to annoy us too much this run, but who knows? And as you know, these guys have guns, right? But they are only going to shoot when they're kind of next to us, so we have a lot of time to aim and chill. Also, you might think it's a little bit overkill to use explosive arrows against humans. And that was basically, this part. So if you already think that Ryo's a badass, then you're going to love this. So these are like anti-tank shell arrows, and normally that does not happen. The hitbox of the item that I tried to hide from was not working along. As you can see, we can use the hitbox of this chest in our advantage. Whoa, did you see that head of the tank? That is not normal. That was interesting. So we're basically abusing the hitbox of this thing, just so we can get some extra hits in. Also, what I've tried to do here is just shoot at a very specific spot, because if I shoot at the correct spot, it will do double damage. That was just not smart of me, TBH. And that's it. Just like that, Ryu takes down 2 tanks with like is nothing. Also, shoutouts to this music. It's so pumping. Do. So you might think like, we just killed 2 tanks. That's pretty badass. Can we top that? And the answer is, of course we can. And that is by fighting this tank helicopter. Like last time I checked, that's a helicopter.
A tank helicopter would be very terrifying, I think.
It is. Okay, so once again, we're going to abuse this this chest, so we can just juke all those missiles. If you're stuck at this boss, and I know I was, because when I played this for the first time, I had to reset the whole game because I couldn't defeat this boss without any potions, and I blowed all my potions against like the 2 tank fight. Okay, I'm just going to save here. This last part normally is not the hardest, believe me, but there's still a little bit of bad RNG that can happen, and if that happens, I'm going to cry. So, because we do not want to see me crying, or hopefully you're not, then it's better to save. Also, I'm going for this safety potion right here. Explosive arrow, please. So this is the rooftop. There's a radio tower right there, and we have to destroy all those satellites. And the enemies here on the ground can shish kebab me, and that will mean a lot of damage. So that's what I meant, like, hopefully this RNG is good to us, but it seems like it was not the worst. And just like that, we destroyed the radio tower.
Do we have time for a quick read?
Yeah, because I fell down.
I'm sorry. I want to remind everyone that by donating to ESA Together, that you will be supporting the future of ESA, and all donations will go directly towards supporting the running of future events for you to enjoy. Also, we're about to hit $7,500 overall donations, and I'm sure we can do that before 10 AM in the morning. So let's get in those donations.
A little bit of overkill, but now we are 100% sure it's dead. Plus we have some extra money, which is always good, because that means, like, in the end, with extra money we have more safety. This is stupid. We are walking out and in this door just to trigger, like, an event happening. That's all. Otherwise, we are going to a door and Ryu says, "Oh, we need a key for this door to open." And then we need to go back all the way up here and kill these 3 missile enemies. Which is weird to me. Like, why would you fire something dangerous like this indoors? Wow. Ryu really did not like that dude. He wanted to keep cutting him up. So this upcoming part is actually very interesting, because for now we constantly had, like, we're playing in a chapter. And this is like one of the parts where there's some this upcoming part is like in between chapters. And there will be like 40 seconds of nothing. I will take a real small break in that, and then if the host wants, he can say whatever he likes. Yeah, I will give a signal when that happens. So I'm already going to put off my headphones so I can maximize the break and do this fast stretching kind of stuff. Because if I go through this iron door here, there's 40 seconds of me doing nothing, so enjoy the reading.
Alright, so if you don't want to snipe the 7,500 overall donations by donating $36 right now, you can also sub to ESA. And during ESA Together, the first 800 subs will be matched by a $2.50 donation by our sponsor HyperX. We are currently at 619 overall subs from the 800, so we have about 200 more that will be matched by a $2.50 donation from HyperX. So get in those subs, get in those donations, and if you're already subbed, you can also cheer for ESA, which is also very helpful, or you can gift subs to other people. And yeah, just do all of that and keep this amazing marathon going. Also, if I have some more time, I want to remind everyone that you can get your own ESA merch at speedrunstore.com. It's an amazing way to get amazing merch, get a good new t-shirt, a nice new hoodie, and to support ESA. And now have fun with the rest of the run.
Exactly. Thank you for filling that up. So as you can see, that was like between chapters. You have chapter 9 and chapter 10 there. And between that, we have like that small cutscene. There's like 40 seconds of doing nothing. So I'll always take that spot to have a small stretch break. And hydrate, you know. Keep hydrated, boys. Stay hydrated. So, chapter 10 is kind of a maze, but and because of that, at first this was one of my least favorite levels. But the more I run this, the more I got actually attached to it. It's actually my favorite level right now because the movement is a lot of fun in this one, or at least if you do it correctly. Also, this is one of the stages we will fight. We will fight some worms real soon, and there will be some flashing light arrow happening like right now. So seizure warning. And that's why we want to see. There are a few attacks we do not want to see: the charge attack and the electric bolt attack. If he's like, that's the charge attack. If he grabs you like that, you're screwed. He will crack you down and stuff. Luckily, the RNG was not the worst, so that's good. And this is the other Inazuma. Amazing Nimpo. Also, this chapter is where we have another chance for Dupe. This chest is kind of like a money chest. We really need this chest for a money route. So it's nice. It is super conveniently placed. There's another one in Tyron, which we could like get in chapter 4. But that one is very out of our way. It's actually very nice. You have some extra potions here. Oh, I thought I had 4 instead of 5. So this is hopefully another part where we can hopefully we can do the dupe. Let's see, did we get it? No. It's still very finicky. Like, what we try to do is like swap in the menu so fast that the game does not know what to do, and it uses a random item in her slot instead of using the devil spirit. And then yeah. You have another devil spirit you can use and have more Nimpo. But yeah, our route still, because we're now 100% certain how to always get it. We're always not relying on it. It's always a nice bonus. But yeah, we do not require it. Also, 1 more minute-ish, no, not even 1 more minute. Let's say 20 to 30 seconds. We will fight another couple of those worms. So, seizure warning once again.
Can I get in with a quick donation?
Sure thing. Seizure warning.
We have a $40 donation from Piley, and that gives us $7,500 raised over the whole course of the marathon right now.
Nice.
So hype!
Hype! Okay, so this one, if you like, the first one is not that bad on RNG, but now because we have to fight 2 of these worms, it gets a little bit more tricky. Because we have to keep track of 2 of these, and if the one does an attack that actually makes me block the other one, they can do a lot of damage. Also, as you can see, I cannot go into the water. It damages me. They're a little bit indecisive at the moment what they want to do, so makes this a slower fight than it should be. Luckily, this spin attack, as you can see, does a lot of damage, luckily. So I'm going to hopefully use a UT here that kill this, and hopefully it drops money so we have some extra buffer. So did we get money? Nice. So we got 3 times the money of that worm, so that actually helps out a lot. Also, this upcoming skip that I'm going to do looks super hard, but it's actually the easiest skip in the game. And there it is. It doesn't even save that much time, but it just looks super cool. Also, camera, please. There we go. So for this soon we have to do this boss fight of this chapter, and what I'm going to try to do is to first go to try to do the boss to the boss strat. If that does not work, I'm just going to the safe strat. But I wanted to show you how amazing this boss fight is if you go with the boss to the boss strat and it works. But first we have to go. We have to go there. So here we get some free incendiaries, and basically this whole game is like, can you get a usable item for free? You basically pick it up right away. Host, do you have anything else to say?
I would, as always, like to remind people of subbing to the ESA channel. So, if you have an Amazon Prime sub, you can sub. If you want to sub in the normal way, you can do that. If you want to gift sub to other people, that's also very much appreciated. And all of the subs go towards the 800 subs that are matched by a $2.50 donation from HyperX. We are currently at 620, so get in those subs, please.
Most definitely. Here we're going to upgrade the Lunar that I mentioned before, and we're doing really good on money actually. So that's a good thing. The more money we have, the safer the end will be. So that's great. So basically what I did is just finish this puzzle right here so we can open this door. And go to Peristyle Passage and do another... I do not even want to call this a puzzle because you literally jump onto it, but I'm not sure how else I would call it, TBH. Just use the door. Like I said, like attacking and using the action button are the same button in this game. So that can it can be awkward sometimes, but still a lot of fun. There we go. Hopefully I do this correctly one time. Boom. The splash explosions sometimes make you miss, or at least that's my experience with it. And we have an upcoming boss here, and it's going to be a great one. Like I said, I'm going to try to do for the boss of the wall strats, but it is also a scary way of doing it. So, some blast RNGs in chat, please. And of course, I'm going to save right at a statue. So this is Pazuzu. He has some very annoying RNG patterns, so hopefully we do not see them. I just want to say, as long as he takes the knee, because then we can do extra damage on this on his head. Oh, that was a strong Goomba stomp. Wow. Okay. Here he's going to the worst RNG, where he's just going up and just scream. This is literally losing time. There's nothing really you can do around here. So, we just have to be patient and wait. And that's Pazuzu. That was kind of the boss to the boss threat. Normally you just want to attack, but we're trying to be as much in the middle and attack his head as possible, because that is his weak point. Also, palindrome in-game time for the win. So this upcoming chapter is the water level, and you know what that means. There's not going to be a lot to this. So what I recommend you guys is this is the perfect time to donate, and this is also the perfect time to go to my channel and follow and try to find a channel emote reward that you want, you like the most, and redeem that with the channel points, and just basically spend it in chats. Just show which one is your favorite. So there are there's still some interesting tech into this water level, although water levels objectively suck always. And that is like the swimming. You want to swim in a certain rhythm, and you also want to swim in as fast as possible. As you can see on the left, on the vertical meter, that's our oxygen meter. That fully depletes. It's you would think we die, but before we die, also our health meter has to deplete. So that is what runners normally use for the as we call the dive of death. We're skipping a core item, which is the oxygen tank. Give me a sec. This code is always the same, 0971, so that makes it easy. And then we just fully heal up. But the thing is, I think it's way too it's not marathon safe at all, so I do not like to do that. That's basically what I tried to say. So I will demonstrate it here. You will see that the oxygen meter is down and we slowly lose HP. Luckily, this is the only water level in the game though, so soon we will be out of it. Soon TM. So normally we will skip this part. Here's the oxygen tank is right here, and this is also the part where Those robots that I mentioned earlier can be very, very annoying. So I hope they behave. Because these lasers also go through water and stuff, so... If they really want to annoy you, they will. Also, they knock you off platforms, so... Good. That's the most important thing. You can get knocked off the platform the whole time when you try to crank this this thing. And yeah. That can lead to very frustrating things, but it is still a lot safer than doing the Dive of Death. I mean, they call it the Dive of Death for a reason. So, host, do you still have something nice to say, or?
I definitely have. I want to thank Tomani, I hope I didn't butcher his name, for gifting a sub earlier. Yes, keep those gift subs coming, please.
Yeah, please do. It got matched by HyperX, I've heard, so it's a great way to support ESA. So what we're basically doing here, like at the start of this level we got one medallion, now we're getting the second one, and that will open the gates, and then we are basically unlocking the path to the upcoming boss.
One quick question.
Yes.
You just got an oxygen tank and don't have to come up anymore?
Yes, I just got the oxygen tank. You see in the right top corner, you see like a small oxygen tank icon, and that means like the oxygen, your oxygen meter goes away, and you can swim indefinitely without any restrictions. So if we would normally do the dive of death, that would save around 2 minutes, I guess. But for marathon safety and for your own peace of heart, I recommend just doing this. Also, flashing light warning from now on, by the way, because the Inazuma can sometimes screw up with the camera and do something like that. So from now on, it's kind of an all seizure warning. I wanted to be very clear about that. So for some reason, these two medallions have the power to destroy this, I guess, bin. Or door, or whatever you want to call it. And that makes us continue to a place we you hopefully are familiar with by now. Stay hydrated. So what I try to do here is like mash when Ryu's fingers are almost like parallel with his body. And that way I try to swim in the most efficient way as possible. Because you can keep holding A, but then you swim super slow. So if you constantly rhythmically tap A, you can swim a little bit faster. And as you can see, if you have to do this without like the oxygen tank and you screw up like one input, you're dead. So I think it's a little bit too marathon safe to use it. Shoutouts to Canis who just did it in the GDQ run though, because that run without safety saves was insane. And also, if it's good, you're already familiar with this part because we were here before. The big fishies, they are not the worst. If you do not swim literally in front of them, then it normally is good. They can grab you and they eat you and it sucks. Especially when you're doing the Dive of Death and lose your run because of that. That's always a pain. So once again, we're going to do some menuing and a safety save. And now we're going to fight the one who actually attacked our village, which is Doku. And this is a pretty scary fight. It is reactionary though. So I try to react on his movements. Like when he attacks, I try to block it. And then attack. And this fire actually helps out a lot with doing a little bit more damage. And yes, Doku can be so scary that I'm actually going to save there. Heal there. Okay, another heal. We got a lot of big potions next chapters, so having that to happen is not the worst, TBH. One more hit. There we go. That was Doku. Almost sub 9 in game time. Anyway, that was like the mid game. From chapter 12 and onward, I would say it's late game, and this is where the game gets a lot harder. But first things, before we're going to the real part of chapter 12, we're going to do this sequence break, so we do not have to do a whole puzzle. Normally you cannot cut there, but with using the height of our shuriken, we can get up there and make our life easier for ourselves. Also, there's a way to get out of bounds here, but unfortunately, we have no use for it. And that's the only place at the moment we know where you can get in out of bounds. Or at least consistent. And Larry one time accidentally went into chapter 10. This place in chapter 10, when he was in chapter 4, I believe. Which is not normal. Also, I tried to do the Jesus walk there. But unfortunately, I did not get it. Okay, we're full. I'm going to change to Lunar because this upcoming... this part can only be destroyed by the Lunar. That's the only reason we swapped to that real quick. Also, the second best song in the game right here. Sour Please in chat is appreciated. So this is the Ice Cavern. And next to that we also will go to the Fire Cavern. And that's basically this whole chapter is all about the elements. And of course the element of surprise, because we're going to surprise these monsters. So, fun fact, in Master Ninja difficulty you can go up there and actually get, for the speedrun at least, and get the Inazuma. For normal any percent, there's no use to that. Also, that was a little bit sucky ducky that didn't happen as I wanted to, but it's all good. Please go back. And this part is also, movement is super important. Especially in the Fire Cavern, it's even more because Obviously, as you will see in a second, there will be a lot of fire and lava everywhere. And we want to be careful. Also, entering the lava does more damage than staying in the lava. So even when we fall in the lava, we sometimes want to roll instead of like jumping into the lava again. Also, that was super unfortunate that it really preferred to attack instead of picking up that iron ore that we need. Also, small skip here. If I do it correctly, at least. Yep, there we go. Not super insane, but it does save time. And that's all what we care about the speedrunners, right? So here we have another iron ore and another one. I think we need one more and then we're set. So like here, I'm just rolling into the lava and it does less damage than jumping again because game logic, obviously. Okay, now we're going to use this secret. It's not like super insane and it's actually a little bit slower, but it gives us some money back, some HP back, and a little bit of more money, so we can be a little bit more safe. So we actually need all this iron ore to make the Vigorian coggers. So as you will see, the molten iron will go to the ice part of this thing, and we have a cast iron cog waiting for us at the end. Host, if you have anything nice to say, this is another great timing to do so.
Yeah, I would use that time to remind everyone what we are doing here. ESA Together is a week-long marathon that features speedrunners from all over the world. We're supporting ESA and other affiliated events that are other affiliated events increase costs this year connected with coronavirus outbreak. So please get in those donations, help the events, and you can also assign them to different incentives. For example, for Pokemon, you can choose if we play Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. So get in those donations, please.
Hell yeah, that was perfect timing, because up now we're going to fight one of my least favorite bosses in the game, which is Jotunfrau 1. And this is one of the other few bosses where we like to use the Lunar. And the reason I do not like this boss is because he has a grab attack, which is that one, and that one can really ruin your day. That one is also annoying because he gets iframes. But getting grabbed by that thing is not fun. And there we go. That's Jotunfrau 1. And we get this ice eyeball, or eye of ice, as you might want to say. And that means that we completed the ice part of this level. And now we're going back to the fireplace because we picked up the cogwheel, and now we can continue our journey. Just to be sure that I'm not going to get hit by one of those. That will be a little bit too bad. There we go. 2 for 2. The skip can be a little bit finicky. Okay. What I'm trying to do here is a line, and that I hopefully walk the wall there. So we put in the cogwheel of Vigor, and now we can continue with this part. Okay, we have a little bit more leeway, which is nice, actually, for stuff like that. That fire can be a little bit annoying. especially when my thumbstick is not working as I want to. There we go. No worries though, we're going to pick up the big potion in a sec. So we already had electric worms. This is a fire worm. I know, very original enemy ideas here. But this boss is a lot stronger than the electric one. The fire one has like a fire fire wheel attack, or just like a ring of fire. And I'm pretty sure that was not the one that Johnny Cash was singing about back in the day. But oh my god, nice walking. We're going to redo that. There's like a timer here, so you actually want to be fast here. But I misjumped. That's fine though. But yeah, that ring of fire does a lot of damage, so it's good that that did not happen. Fun fact: if you talk to that door before that cutscene happens, you soft lock. So I'm going to buy some stuff and get ready for this upcoming boss. This is a hard boss. I'm going for trying to do the hard strat first, and hopefully that works. Oh, nice jump. So here we use the Eye of Ice and Fire just to open this door to the boss room. And there's a statue waiting, and those statues are actually needed to complete the game. These are like deity statues, so evil gods are in those statues, and we use that power in the end, basically. But that's very lore, because they do not explain that in the game. You have to be just a big of a ninja kind of nerd as me to basically know that. Oh, I was hoping you would do something else, mate. Honestly, I wanted to go for the boss to the wall strat, but he's not letting me. Excuse me? Okay, that's bad. That is our safety. But yeah. The RNG this time definitely has not been nice. So that is what we want to see, because then we can go into the lava and do this. And that is the boss of the boss of the wall strat that I was talking about. Okay, so unfortunately we lost our Talisman of Rebirth, which is our kind of safety net. So that is a little bit sucky ducky. Hopefully hopefully the rest of the game will be nice to us. Probably not, because we're going to Chapter 13, which has the hardest boss in the game. It's going to be interesting if we can do that. Also, those rents you see at the end, like Master Ninja, Lesson Ninja, it all has to do with the karma that you obtain. That's all. So you basically have two kind of runners in this game. You have karma runners, which is like basically a high score. And you have speedrunners of this game. And both of them learn from each other. Although, I have to be honest, and we speedrunners learn a lot more from the karma runners than vice versa, because karma runners are longer around than the speedrunners. Plus, it's a lot harder. If you ever want to see karma runs, then you will understand how hard it is, because they have to do everything perfect when it comes to fighting. Thank you so much. Also, do you guys know where Ryu is? Because I think someone has a question. Oh wait, here he is. Nice. Let's go. So that's kind of funny. We skipped a lot of cutscenes, so those two persons you just saw do not make any sense. But that is the Dark Disciple and Gamov. Gamov is kind of a spy, and the Dark Disciple is a bad dude. And they both try to conquer the world. Gamov is like his informant. Also, host, we're backtracking again, so if you want, you can talk a little bit more about the event or anything else you would like.
Yeah, I talked a lot about donating, subscribing, and cheering already, and we truly appreciate all the support that we're getting by that. But if you can't support us directly, make sure to tell all your friends about us. ESA puts on 2 massive speedrunning events per year, and we want everyone to be able to experience how amazing they are. Also, if you have the possibility, you should definitely go to one of these events. I went there for the first time about 2 years ago, and it was a great time that I had. So everyone should definitely try to visit one of these events.
I agree. I went the first time this summer, and it was so much fun. I can really recommend going to one of the on-site events as well. And as you can see, like last time when we opened this bridge, there were like big ass things and all that stuff, and now we have some mutated monsters because of all the stuff we're doing. Everything around us is changing, which means there's something going on that is bigger than us. So back here we are at the plaza. You might you're going to kind of recognize it. So we need all these tablets that we found in the monastery and last level and here, just to open this this warp zone. But first things first, we're going to open this for some extra safety. And fun fact, here in the white, you can already walk, so we're a little bit faster. This is a small route change that I added in myself. We're not sure if it's faster yet, but this is like another Jewel of the Demon Seal, which upgrades our Nimpo. Plus side of upgrading our Inazuma will be that obviously you do a lot more damage. The downside though is that the casting time is longer, so it takes a little bit longer before to cast it. So I only want to use the Jewel to the Demon Seal basically at chapter 15 and not before that. But here we get the Eye of the Dragon Sword, and now you see that our sword is actually glowing, and that means that we have the true Dragon Sword. This is like this maximum capacity. And now we're going to fight the hardest boss in the game, so bless RNG in chat, and I'm most definitely going to save. We have to wait till one of those dinos spawn, and then we can use the warp zone. Best song in the game, hardest boss fight in the game. I have to concentrate. Let's hope it goes well. What? Did I say that this is the hardest boss in the game? Holy moly. I've never seen that before. Wow. It's good.
Was that just a speedrun of how to end this fight in any way the fastest?
Yeah, I think so. Wow. I've never seen that combination before. That was I'm not even mad. That is pretty impressive.
In Ninja Gaiden, the bosses speedrun you.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Normally it falls down and you can do like a normal attack. But this time, Alma really wanted to get to us. And the downside of Alma 2 is just her big defense. It's very hard to get her on the ground and do the damage you want to do. Although, seems like the second time she's behaving a little bit more. Okay, perhaps a lot more. Normally she's not that nice. Okay, one more hit. I was hoping that would do the trick. Okay, second fight was not too bad, honestly, but wow. The first one I got comboed like crazy. So, yeah, final seizure warning. From now on, there are going to be a lot of flashing lights, like, throughout the whole run. Just to be 100% sure, because... that can be important. So, this is literally, like, the easiest puzzle. A toddler can do this, because you literally have to match the, like, this is water... Get the water tablet. This is that. Get this tablet. It's pretty easy to understand. But this is a perfect time to heal up. Or, not heal up. But to farm some extra money. Because next chapter we're going to do the last shop of the game. So with all the UTs that we do, we can do we can get a lot of in. Also, we want to see as many red drops as possible, because we can keep spamming the same attack over and over again. And that's one. Or at least wave one. Let's keep it that way. So basically now we just get the flame tablets and place that on the... Oh! And place that on this flame thing, etc. Like I said, this is a pretty low IQ puzzle. But to be fair, this game is more about its action, right?
Do we have time for a quick poem?
For a quick burn?
Poem.
A poem! Always.
Roses are red, Shuri is Ryu, ESA is awesome, and chat is too. It's a $15 donation by Ishbinder.
Yo, Ish. Thank you. Hey, another red drop that we cannot use anymore, but gives us a little bit more karma. And there we go. The Tablet of Leaves. And that is basically chapter 13. And it's basically just backtracking the boss and this low IQ puzzle. But don't fret, like the last 3 chapters, because there are 16 chapters, though, it is going to be insane. That's all I can tell. But yeah, I'm super glad that I saved there before the Alma fight, because wow, normally she's not that mean at the start. Okay, so this is one of the other statues, the snake statue. And I'm going to get the True Dragon Sword. And in this chapter, we will get introduced to the worst enemy ever. And if you ever play this casually, you will know which one I'm talking about. And that's the ghost fish. The ghost fish are enemies that are super aggressive and they gang up on you. And when they do that, they will not go unless you really spam the buttons and stuff. Okay, I have Still enough. But first we're going to fight this in the underworld. Marbits would say like, hey, there's a challenger. Are you strong enough to defeat me? And the answer is, yes, we are. So we just cheese through this by spamming the Inazuma and hope for some red drops. Luckily we got one, so we can kill these all in one go without any problem. So we finally get the key here. And we are going to do the last shop in the game. I hope I have a lot of money. I'm hopefully we have enough money for an extra talisman, just for safety. Okay, we have enough money for a talisman, so that gives us some extra safety. And why not going for the moon for some even more safety? Normally these armors are not that strong. I'm going to save here. Normally I do not do that. But perhaps the fishes are going to be annoying, so would suck if I lose my talisman because of that. Luckily, there are two ways we can abuse iframes. One is this one that I love to use, and that's just spamming A and X. So we constantly have iframes so they cannot attack us. The other one is just like I used on that Indiana Jones sequence, where I constantly let loose of the thumbstick. But for me, it's not reliable enough to use that. It is faster, but it's also a lot harder, and because I'm not 100% good at it, I rather not do it. See, that's what happens if you get bitten by the ghost fish. They're not my buddies. The Key of Lion. So with these fish following, I hope I can just use the AUX technique so I can easily go around that. So if you ever got stuck there because of the annoying ghost fish, that's the way you can do it. And that's the Spirit of Doku. Also, we can abuse those walls. Excuse me? This normally never happens, but I guess I'm not spamming enough. So these are very annoying corners, so I always want to be sure that you're not cutting your own corners and lose mobility. Also, the you see like lines on the ground. Those are like intersections that actually say like, okay, from here the ghost fish will attack you, etc., etc. Also, why didn't I jump there when I pressed the jump button is beyond me, but whatever. If I remember correctly, this is a big potion. Yes, okay. We're going to do a safety save here, and then we're going to fight another boss. Hopefully I can go into this door without any trouble. This is finickier than it looks. A lot finickier. So, this is the second time we're going to fight Doku. I'm going to concentrate. But what I basically want him to do is just charge me in a way that I can prepare my my attack. Yeah, when he makes that movement with his shoulders, I know he's going to charge me. So I know I have to do that. As you can see on my face, I was a little bit surprised there. Also, do not get grabbed by that, because then you will get screwed. Don't chase me like this, mate. Mate. And that's basically Doku 2, Spirit Doku. He can be scary, don't get me wrong. That was a pretty mild fight. He can one-shot you at the start of that fight if you do not correctly. That's why nobody really wants to do that spin that I was constantly doing at Doku 2. Not when you are in that situation in a marathon. There's the biggest chance to get one shot. Basically, that's what I tried to say. Okay, I'm going to check something real quick. Okay. So this is chapter 15. This is the longest chapter in the whole game. This is a whole endurance round of a lot of stuff going on. But it is also a very awesome chapter. With like insane battles, a cheese trick, and 2 of the 3 final bosses. This is annoying. I want to interact with that body and they don't let me. I'm just going to heal up here. So this is going to be a little bit weird. And I'm going to use a very important item here. Before we are going to into the Imperial Palace. And that is the Jewel of the Demon Seal that I just got in chapter 13. Because the damage will be so much higher. And that makes this final stretch, in my opinion, so much easier. So, yeah, with those statues we got, we're going to use them here in every level of the building. And that is why we love to use it. Like, as you can see, it does so much damage. If you're lucky, it insta kills the demons and stuff. It's great. Wow, good red drops. Normally, I'm not that lucky, so that's good. Come on. Ah, he's not charging. That's a little bit of a shame, but it's all good. But still not a bad floor. So here we use one of those deity statues. And the power of those demons unlock the door. And once again, just spamming AXXXX. Just to be sure that these ghost fish will not be in our way. Too bad we did not get any nice stuff there, but it's all good.
Do you mind me chiming in real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
As this run is getting closer to its end, I wanted to remind everyone that for the next run we still need to decide which game to play. It's gonna be either Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. That's a bid war. Currently Alpha Sapphire is leading by $21. So if you want to see Omega Ruby and this Groudon, then you should definitely get on those donations towards this incentive. Another bit what is going on is the name of the Mudkip that will be seen for mostly half of the run. and currently PokeW is leading by about $500. So if you want to really snipe that and have another name, you should get in those donations soon.
Yeah, it's we're close to the end, so be sure to donate on time. So these upcoming monsters are one of the worst. These black enemies you see, they can drag you down to the previous level. And as you might imagine, that's frustrating and you will lose a lot of time. Luckily, this is the easiest level of the whole gauntlet we have to go through, so... This is the eyeball room, as you can see. The next one is the, I like to say, the guy gas room from Earthbound. You will see why. So, this is the worst room. Because these enemies can drag you down. Excuse me? Okay. If we were going to fight fire with fire, bro, then we're going to fight fire with fire. Let's do this. No. You see that? No! That is the worst. That's what I was talking about. Oh, man. He really wanted to track me down. You really could see that. Feels bad, man. There's nothing I can really do about that, unfortunately. But that just really sucks. So we have to do this whole level again. Feels bad, man, but there's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. I have to say, this run has already been a roller coaster of emotions. And that's what this whole game is. Learning to adapt and not get too emotional about what is going to happen. But there we go. See, that is what's supposed to happen, but if they drag you down, they will drag you. They just drag you down. Not a lot you can do about that. So what I'm actually going to do here, because I'm a little bit lower on resource than I would like, I'm going to see if I can get one or two of those red drops. That's two, okay. Because we need those red drops for a cheese real soon. Oh wait, no. For safety save, I should do a safety save. Because this is another gauntlet of like a lot of enemies. And we cannot save before that. And I was earlier talking about that Yotafro is one of the worst enemies in the game for me. And Yotafro 2, which is coming up soon, is the worst. Luckily, this combo kills them pretty quickly. And that is Marbus. That's the boss we're going to cheat very, very soon. Or cheat? I mean cheese. I haven't seen this boss before, by the way. So here I'm going to change back to this shuriken. And as you can see, when you compare it to the last time we fought him, he has a lot more hit points now, and he is a lot stronger. That's because of we are in the underworld now, and in the underworld they are stronger in any shape or form. Like more strength, More HP. All that good stuff. Well, if I can get a free cycle here, then it will be nice. There we go. That's a free cycle.
This run is truly a roller coaster.
Yeah, this final part of the game is insane how it goes, but it is. There's also the fun. Like at the end, it gets so intense. Oh wait, my brain farted there. I thought we were one screen further, or one fight further, I should say. Oh, we're going to get that red one. That's going to be that's good RNG. This is actually slow, but otherwise I think that this fire attack that you see right now that would have attacked me. So sometimes it's just worth it to lose a little bit of time for safety. Wow, I couldn't even use that one. Whatever. I do not like it at all, Marbus. I do not like it at all. So, just to make understand how insane this boss is, that for that much, like, that I still had to left in my HP, that's still a good reason for me to heal. That's how insane this this boss damage is. Okay. Yeah, if he grabs you, it's basically done, so that makes it super scary. Iframe attack. Nope, not today. Okay. So, what is your favorite cheese? Because it's time to cheese this boss. Okay. So I'm looking for a certain pattern so we can cheese him.
Is it cottage cheese?
It should be. Okay. Hopefully it hits also the small enemy. It did. Okay. Yeah, this should be good. I'm concentrating, so that's why commentary is a little bit lacking, because this is a specific button combination, and it's pretty tight. There we go. That was the boss. Because we with a certain combination, there's another one which is a little bit harder and a little bit faster, but it's not consistent at all. And you can keep him staggered in when he falls down. And we abused the hell out of that, obviously. Oh, wow. There's a big potion in the chest, and I don't even have to use it. So, there are just 3 final bosses left, just like in, I guess, any other Ninja Gaiden. This is kind of the end of the run. Also, this movement is so much fun on the stairs. Also, if you have ever chance to watch this cutscene, do it. It's my favorite. So what I'm trying to do here is just to attack the middle of him. Because that's the hardest one to hit. Basically, so if you can hit him that way easily, that makes our lives in the end easier. Especially because this is now we cannot move in this cutscene, but in the next one where he is staggered, we can move. So as you can see right here. And there we go. That's the first of the final 3 bosses. So that boss turned into this monstrosity, and now I try to kill as many of these skeletons, or skulls I should say, by using the fire wheel. By doing this, I can recast it, and I have one big chance, one shot, to do that much damage against the boss. So that would actually not too bad, actually. I'm happy that went as planned. Oh! Actually, fed from the B button there. Okay, we're going to the Incendiaries, and then it's almost done with this boss. There's still a way that he can screw us over by Goomba stomping, as we call it. That's unlikely. There we go. So that's the second of the final boss. The time will be at the last hit of the boss, by the way. We still have one whole chapter to go, because this is like... they wanted to build up to the final boss. Ooh, I see it's going to be close with the estimate. Bum bum bum. In all seriousness, if I fall in this lava, you're basically dead. So that's why safety save there is more important than you would think. Plus, if we die at the final boss for whatever reason, we immediately have to have another shot and not have to do this whole climb again. Which is pretty nice. Oh, see, there it almost went wrong. So, there are some insane tricks runners do here. But those are not marathon save at all. It looks really cool and it saves a lot of time. But those small sequence breaks, if you even can call them, that are really insane. Okay, before I jump, I'm just going to check. Yes, see? I almost jumped wrong. So, that's why I like to check that out. Okay, so once again, I'm going to do the boss to the wall strat first. And see if the final boss RNG is nice. If not, I'm going to do the safety strats. And time. So yeah, that's Ninja Gaiden Black. What a roller coaster that was. It sucked that we died at the at chapter 3 because that jump missed for whatever reason. But I'm glad we still I could still show this run. It's so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to learn more, you can join the Ninja Gaiden Discord. If you have any questions, you can always come by my stream or Twitter or whatever. Other than that, I want to thank ESA for this opportunity. And do not forget to keep donating, keep gifting those subs. It helps out the ESA, and I would like to see ESA keep growing and getting better, and hopefully survive this this hard time. So without further ado, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Yeah, thank you, Shuri, for this amazingly entertaining run. Next up is Wartap with Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, and also Polista will take over for that from me. So stay home, stay healthy, and see you at the next run.
Yes.